So what's going on, family? It's your man Unspoken Reviews back again with another video. And you guys have seen the title and the thumbnail. But before I get into the topic, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone for all your views and for the likes that I got on my previous video of X-Men 97 episode 9. And a really huge shout out to my first subscriber here on the channel, DJ Mars. I appreciate you for joining in, brother. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's only one subscriber. But to me, every journey starts with one step. And if you're talking one subscriber, one comment, one view, one like, to me, that's all a W. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has just been showing attention to the channel. It means a lot to me. All right, so without further ado, I want to talk about the new picture we just got for the film Superman Legacy. All right. Now, as you all know, James Gunn has become the new head of the DCU. He's become the Kevin Feige, if you will, of the new DCU. Now, I'm perfectly fine with this. James Gunn has been a treasure among comic book fans. He's been able to do things for both Marvel and DC that have been just predominantly amazing in the last few years that we've seen him. You know, he's been able to take those C and D level characters that most people don't know or most people don't talk about, and he's been able to give them attention to the point where they have all become household names. If you're talking Rocket Raccoon, or if you're talking Peacemaker or Polka Dot Man, they just gotten a lot more attention. And I think that's something that's pretty cool that James Gunn has been able to do. So when I found out he became the new head of DC, I was like, okay, I'm perfectly fine with that. Can't wait to see what he does. Now, as we know, the very first film that's going to be in this universe is going to be Superman Legacy. Now, this is supposed to be a more upbeat Superman, a much more hopeful Superman, and I'm pretty okay with that. I didn't have a problem with the Henry Cavill, Superman. A lot of people say he was dreary and moody, but I kind of wasn't as mad about it. Well, number one, I'm not the biggest Superman fanboy, okay? And it doesn't really bother me whether or not he's moody or not. Sometimes I tend to understand the little things that go on with superheroes, and I'll kind of explain that with this picture, all right? But a lot of people are loving this picture, a lot of people are hating it, and a lot of people are in the middle of it, okay? Now, like I said, not the biggest Superman fanboy, okay? He's not in my top 3 of DC superheroes. He's not even in my top 10 of superheroes overall. Okay, that's reserved for others. If you guys ever want to see, a video on that, I will, do some research, get some things written down, and then I'll make a video on it and we can talk about it in the comments. Okay. Now, my issues with this suit, I don't really have a lot of issues with it. It looks like they kind of took a little bit of versions from the New 52. But if we're rebooting the DCU using what was originally the Flash movie, it wouldn't surprise me that it kind of has that kind of look from the New 52, right? It has the collar. And the last couple years we've seen Superman suits. We haven't really seen the collar like that. A lot of people haven't liked it. Okay. Now, the collar doesn't bother me. I'm pretty sure if we're talking something new, we got to kind of go with a new look. But I think the problem with this picture is, for me, a lot of it is the color, or even people are seeing it dirty and they're kind of upset about that. For the people that are seeing it dirty, first and foremost, if this picture is in context with the film, okay, it wouldn't surprise me if the character had been using the suit repetitively over and over and over again. Now, of course, we know Superman goes through some rough patches. He has to get into a lot of fights, and almost every day is something where Superman's got to run out and throw his suit on. Now, as far as I've seen in any kind of comic book lore, I haven't seen very many dry cleaners for superheroes, okay? I mean, the only time I've ever really seen some kind of dry cleaning was on, I think the Invincible series. But as far, forgive me if I'm wrong, and let me know in the comments. But I haven't seen anything that stands out as a dry cleaning bill. If you guys know anything that's a dry cleaning bill for superheroes and their costumes, let me know. I will happily go check it out. But as far as I know, I haven't seen that for Superman, unless he drops it off in a Fortress of Solitude every once in a while to recharge it. I don't know. Let me know. I don't know. But here's the deal. I didn't mind that it was dirty. If the man is coming on and off the streets, it wouldn't matter to me, if it looks a little dirty. To me, if it's in context with the film, it kind of looks like he may have had something happen to him. And say, for instance, he might have quit being Superman. They said he's a hopeful Superman. Or say, for instance, something happened. He took the suit off and decided to put the suit back on to handle whatever's going on. As you guys see in the background, seems to be some kind of beam of light or something like that. Maybe he looks like he's just about to go back out there and deal with that after he may have dealt with something else. I don't know. Now, another thing for me, the picture, it kind of feels like the lighting. Okay. Now, the problem with the lighting for me is that the picture doesn't look like it was something that should have came out. Now, My issue with it, with the photo overall, like I said, it looks like it just wasn't the right kind of picture to get people hyped up. For instance, he's kind of sitting in a dark room. It's kind of, it's kind of like really dreary. He doesn't look as happy as what people were expecting of Superman. I guess people were expecting him to be standing on top of the Daily Planet with the casual Superman pose, hands on hips or something like that, something akin to this. But he doesn't look like that. And the suit kind of looks with the darkened lighting. Maybe if it showed him flying or something like that. And that is something that I feel a lot of fans are having an issue with. Now, my issue towards that is wait until we either see a different picture or until we see it in live action. Now, the reason I'm saying live action is because sometimes when we see certain suits on our favorite superheroes and pictures, it doesn't always translate well as it would in live action. Case in point, when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman, everybody was not really too happy about it. We started to see fan art, and it started to kind of look a little goofy. And it wasn't until we actually saw pictures on the set and see him in the costume that we all were kind of like, okay, that kind of looks pretty good. And then, we saw an actual trailer of it and saw him moving in it. And everybody was like, okay. He's got the walk, the kind of moving down pat. And then we got the actual final trailer of Batman v Superman. And then we got to see him fighting in the suit in that trailer. And everybody was like, okay, now everybody was hyped. He looked more like Batman. He moved more like Batman. He talked more like Batman. And we all started to like it. The point is the live action aesthetic. Just because it doesn't look good in pictures for Superman does not mean it won't look really good when we see it in live action. When we see him flying, when we see him fighting, when we see him moving, it might be something that we really like a lot more. It's just kind of how I see it. That's why I'm kind of in the middle. I'm saying wait till we see that live action feel, and then, then we can make our arguments. Okay. Now, my last argument to the point is a lot of people are saying that according to the picture, this Superman doesn't look as excited because he's putting his boots on. All right, guys. Now, here's the deal. If this is a more hopeful and upbeat Superman, this might be a part of the story. Like I said, if this picture is in context with the story, it wouldn't surprise me if this Superman is just a little bit downbeat, a little down bad, a little sad, because we know just because a lot of people may praise Superman, there are some people that see him as a menace and may see that what he does not make any kind of difference in the world. He's just causing more harm, right? So think about it like this. If you guys don't remember from BVS, I know a lot of people didn't like that movie, but in the director's cut, I remember people were kind of going back and forth about what they thought about Superman, saying that he was doing the right thing. Some people were saying he was too powerful. And I don't think this film is going to be any different. As a matter of fact, when I see Superman putting his boots on like this, he may be in a point in time where he doesn't know if what he's doing is making a difference. And as he's getting ready to run out there and save the world one more time, I see my man putting his boots on, and I can kind of identify with that feeling. All right. Listen, I'm a night shift worker. Okay. And whenever I get off of work, I want to get home, climb in my bed and go to sleep. But every once in a while, I'll be ready to go to sleep and I'll get comfortable. And sometimes I'll fall asleep and I'll get that random phone call from my kids' teachers. And I got to get up and I got to go pick them up because they're sick at school. And right there, you see how Superman's putting his boots on? Hey, that's me, man. That's me. Hey, I'm putting my boots on like, damn, why couldn't they have gotten sick before they went to school? Or wait until after they got, home from school to get sick. So I kind of understand where my man is here in this picture. So, but my whole argument is let's just wait until the live action, guys. Let's just give it some time. Let's see how it looks in live action before we start making our arguments, and just give it a little more time. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, and I'm not mad at anybody for how they feel about it. It all comes down to, what we see in the future. Let's just give it some time and see what James Gunn does with this film. That's my video for today, guys. Please keep a lookout for my next video for X-Men 97. I can't wait for the finale, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.